Flow patterns in real fluid are different to ideal fluid. In the velocity patterns experiment, we will observe the features of velocity patterns and piezometric head differences as fluid moves towards and past solid objects.
The velocity patterns created as fluid moves towards and past solid objects can help us understand the pressure distribution around that object, as pressure is an important factor in engineering design, especially in wind engineering. Inadequate design could be fatal, like the Piedmont chimney stacks. The vortex shedding frequency around the cylindrical chimneys instigated excitation of the chimneys and eventuated cracking and collapsing of the chimneys. In this experiment, we will be visually demonstrating this phenomenon. For this experiment, you will need the following equipment.
Using a thermometer provided, measure the temperature of the fluid and record the result.
After measuring the diameter of the cylinder, place it on the flow table. To find the surface velocity, you will need to time a particle's travelling time over a known distance.
In your experiment, you will be using tea leaves. In our demonstration, a block of foam will be used.
Placing the tea leaves on the outer edge of the flow table, the particles will not be affected by the weight created by the cylinder.
Similarly, you may wish to remove the cylinder and place the tea leaves anywhere on the flow table.
By sprinkling potassium permanganate across the flow table, we can now visualize the flow patterns towards and past the cylinder. Check out the wake, dude!
Now we will examine the oscillation of the wake. You will need to count the number of oscillations per unit of time.
One full oscillation will be taken as two successive crests or troughs passing a single point.
Here we measure the time it took for 5 oscillations to pass a metal rod.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Please note that the tea leaves strike the surface of the cylinder, but the streak lines of the potassium permanganate do not. You will need to explain why in your report.
For this part of the experiment, you will need to place the blocks as shown.
You will need to measure the depth of water upstream and downstream as shown. This will give you delta H, the head difference.
The flow pattern can now be visualized using potassium permanganate.
It can be seen there's a backing up of flow upstream and jetting downstream.